sidetrack me. Right, I was going to start at 9 o'clock, and then I ended up with an unexpected visitor. And now he's gone, so, I'm able to, okay, volume down. There went out my notification telling me that I am live. And I kind of have to laugh at the world. Hello, Smelly. Hello, Joseph. Yes, Rich has done the impossible. He has stayed silent, but apparently, according to Ace, he's gone on his westward trip. Hello, bud. Well, no, Trump. He was continued until late May. I'll be a 54-year-old man before he even says guilty or guilty. My birthday's in early May. So yes, Richlife has gone west, and looking at what Ace had to say, apparently they've been successful or he's fibbing. Now, since, most people that are going to replay this are only going to watch a few minutes anyway because non-committed people are. Yes, on my community tab, I screenshotted a part of his D-Live, and Ace said, "We won big at South Dakota." And he also says, "We are taking these ladies to Cali." So, and then Ace says, "Richlife won't be back on social media for legal reasons." Now, that last part I believe. Now, if Ace is telling the truth, they won a bunch of money at South Dakota. And we know how we all have talked about Rich and his winnings before, so according to Ace, they won big. Now, the question is how big did they win, and does the IRS know? And the other says, "We are taking these ladies to Cali." So, a bunch of money. They have ladies they're taking to Cali. Now, will Rich and Ace end up in the desert? That is the question. And will these two ladies then be burning the RV? That's a possibility, Rich has no witnesses, and I'm sure that any two women could do horrible, horrible things to him, and they outnumber him. Well, Stewie, it's what Ace said. Now, I do know, from watching Richlife, is Ace wanted to go with him west, so, Ace is either lying or this has really happened. I don't really care which, but, the fact of the matter is Richlife is not live. And why is not Richlife? Because, well, he keeps getting himself into trouble. Now, I do hope they won big, and I hope they do have the homicidal prostitutes that they're taking to California. It will make for an interesting story if there's survivors. But, Joseph, that is a possibility, That's why we're having a meeting, because, this is the possibility for entertainment. Now, Rich did get himself in more trouble, and I'm not sure what Computer Chick has done. If she shows up here, we can ask her. But yes, Rich is all quiet-like. Now, we do know that a couple days ago, he was up in the middle of the night striking my channel, so that does lead me to believe that Ace could be lying. Because, if you're going out west on your adventure, why would you even bother with YouTube? Rich could be there in Whiteville. eating his fingers and worrying himself all up and well, Joseph, I wouldn't either. The question is now, RSN could call him, but of course, Rich ain't answering his calls. And after we found out that RSN wants to be a human centipede, I wouldn't answer his calls either. Or letting me get anywhere near me for that matter. I mean, talk about the level of creepy. I'm usually fine. Someone can be unusual, but there's a certain level of creepy. I mean, I'm trying to think of something comparable, but I'm not finding it. That's normally the part of the show where I find a humorous comparison to compare it to. And it's so absolutely ridiculous to begin with. I just think he might have like a humiliation fetish or something. That's all I can think. And now, always calling Richlife, I could see where, maybe there's a humiliation fetish involved. Well, Larry, he's hiding, man. This rich lowlife is hiding. Now, according to Ace, they went west and they're living the big life. Now, that was a couple hours ago. Now, I'm going to flip over to his... Oh, shit, Rich lost a follower. He had 420 followers. Now he has 419. Okay, now Ace is back on and he says, hook, line, and sinker. So you know what? Aces could be joshing now. Which is fine. This is the boy. This is why we're here. This is why I'm doing this, is for everyone's entertainment. If the facts are correct or not. This program is about entertainment, not about deep dives into Richlife, because as we know, he's all shallow as a puddle. Now, Desiree asks, Richlife is not coming back. Well, it does look like Ace is probably joshing. Now, the funny thing is Ace has a better fantasy for them than Richlife's own reality. Because if not, Richlife is having to sit there and, chew on his fingers with his favorite sauce. Now, one other thing too, I'm hoping that Computer Chick comes in here and tells us anything that she has done, because Rich shut up awful quick. That's why I thought I would do this as an entertaining way and go over to his D Live and, look for live updates. Rich could come live any moment and, tell us exactly what's going on in his life and exactly what pizza he's eating and tacos or whatever else it is. Hello, Monica. Well, Rick, he got in trouble again. I mean, he doxed a Computer Chick, and Computer Chick's, shall we say, boy, and, Computer Chick's angry and willing to law him all up. Now, I don't know what Computer Chick is doing, and that's kind of one of the things for the live is, usually if Computer Chick isn't busy, she will show up in here. Well, Jeff, he's not banned from YouTube. Now, he keeps getting stuck. So that's why he's not been doing YouTube. Now, after, when April 1st come around, the night before, he decided to go in on Computer Chick and say things that he shouldn't have that could get him in trouble in North Carolina. And Computer Chick was very angry and seemed very willing and verbally committing that he's going to get Rich. So, I'm just curious on what's happened with that, because all of a sudden after that, Rich immediately tries to privacy complain my live and then goes totally silent. something worried him up. Hi, Monkey Boy. So yes, something got Rich to be quiet. Now, I'm trying to think of what, I believe possibly his lawyer, his court-appointed attorney, you know how he is. The first thing he's going to do is call that poor man and harass him. Well, that poor man probably had to have thrown the fear of God into Richlife, is all that I can think. Well, Jeffrey, a lot of us could, I wouldn't bother, offhand, but, he said horrible things about Brad. I mean, Brad has a case. If I wanted to, I have a case. And thinking about it, I'm trying to think of, where documental, things could be documented. And, really, he has said some horrible things about CJ, too. I think CJ likes horrible things said about him. Maybe. But thinking about it, in his verbal tirades, yeah, he could probably have a case against him. Lisa Lin, I mean, Monkey Boy in her case would probably be the best of the two, and she's got all those extra special circumstances we used to talk about that may make her case, if she decided to pursue one, numero uno. Well, hello, Happy. Now, I expect in the morning I will have my notification of my privacy complaint. No doubt. And I will screenshot it and post it on my community tab so, everyone can continue to see how absolutely petty he is. I mean, I just can't, I can compartmentalize, I don't have to go off about everything in the world. I just couldn't imagine, everything that could possibly get under someone's bun, hitting the button and then spewing it at the camera like it matters. Like Rich and his fast food, They used to screw up my fast food all the time. I didn't make videos about it. I mean, how hard is it? No ketchup. I mean, it's pretty simple concept. Ketchup? None. But, I don't make videos about it. I mean, I could probably do at least an hour and a half rant on how fucking stupid they are and can't keep putting, no ketchup. How hard fucking is that? But they hand it with ketchup. Then you have them remake it. And then that one's got ketchup on it too. And then they make it a third time. And it ketchup on it. And by then you're asking, are you fucking retarded? I mean, like I said, I could go on with this ketchup thing. But, I really could. And that's what makes it humorous. But, I understand that my hatred for these morons that keep putting ketchup on my burger is only interesting up to this point. Anything after that, Roger, get help time. Well, yes, Psyche, I mean, like I say, there's a lot of people that could have a case against him, many more, the more I think about it, yeah, I mean, Lisa Lin's the one that could just mushroom cloud. And the thing for Rich is once he's on probation, anybody can come back, any of those people could come back and get him. And then he's got a probation violation. And another offense. Hello, Cass. But, the reality of the matter for Rich You know, if he can't control his mouth, then it really does need to be the end of his social media career. I mean, you saw me in the last couple lives because I knew that there's going to be, I know how the things work. People are going to go back in the future and then try to look back for reference material. So as I've mentioned, I'm taking these last lives and being extra fair so, any of my future peers can come back and get kind of a recap, between us and chat on what went on and kind of say, okay, I understand this. I'm leaving a lot of my personals out of it. Hello, P2E. Well, love is gentle. I mean, we have the proof right here. I mean, Monkey Boy is the person that is bringing Richlife to court and lawing his candy ass all up. And I did witness, old Rich doing these things that he's accused of. And Debbie also, she was in chat last time. She was another witness. And Mandy, she also witnessed it all. And all of our stories clicked together. I mean, Rich is guilty as guilty can be. The internet is forever. But Rich don't see it that way. He thought, I'll delete all of this, put up a 5-star review, and lie. I mean, it goes down to the not being able to fess up for everything, If I did it, and someone asked me, I look them right in the eye and go, yes, I did it. Then I may or may not tell you why, and if I believe that I could be in the wrong, I will look you right in the eye and tell you, I lost my moral compass. And then I will laugh. But I'm honest about this. Rich is not honest about himself. And it's what keeps getting him into trouble. But like I said, I know when to fess up, and I know when to atone. There's not many times that I do need to atone, but if it was to come around, I would be more than happy to do it. Well, I actually miss Melissa. I mean, now if it is Melissa, you know what that tells us is Rich has run to Melissa Mommy because he can't run to YouTube no more. Yep, he's had to run to Melissa now. I do kind of miss Melissa, Cruiser McHenry really likes negative attention. Now, you see, 2 of my ego states that do like negative attention. But I do understand that it's a negative trait. But if I get negative attention, I'm more than fine with it. That's what a lot of YouTubers don't understand, I'm good with the whole negative attention thing. I have had so much bad said about me in life, it's water off of a duck. Well, Susie Sue, a prosecutor has decided that there is enough evidence that the prosecutor will accept the case. This is the state of North Carolina versus Christopher James Harrelson. Yep. This isn't civil. This is misdemeanor criminal. And there's enough people that could come back on Mr. Life. This could kind of get felonious. As I mentioned, when this is all said and done, and anyone wants to come back with another charge, he will have been violating his probation. And then this snowballs. And as we have surmised earlier in this live, there is a list of people that could come up just like a batting order in baseball and knock him out of the park. I mean, I'm not sure if they got a felonious 3 strikes law, but I could see Rich as being the foremost cyber criminal in all of America. Yep, I can see that. Oh, yes, Monica. Well, actually, I've seen it. I was there the night that Rich gave the one-star review and solicited homeless people to give him a bad review and offered remuneration to these homeless people if they was to leave Monkey Boy a bad review. And I laughed. And I knew that could get him in trouble then. Now, as I mentioned in my last live, the way that the law is wrote in most states, Rich would not have been charged. But North Carolina is very, very progressive. I didn't know that until this case, and I did a little looking into North Carolina law, and North Carolina law seems to be very ahead of the curve. Now, is this a good thing or not? That's for society to decide. But for me, it is damn funny to think that I can go to North Carolina, plop my hand on a Bible, spew pew pew about Richlife, and Richlife get arrested, because he sure can't do that here in Kentucky. I mean, he practically try to kill each other, and there ain't never any charges filed. I mean, seriously. Oh, yeah, Bama. Yeah, see, Bama girl in here, too. Like I said, there is a host of us Boyd regulars. I've not made a list, but, my regular YouTube, Bama girl's coming here. She, too, was there that day. When it comes down to it, witness-wise, if they wanted to send out a deposition, I would be more than happy to sign it on the line to exactly what I have stated I've seen, which is the same thing that Bama Girl stated to see, which is the same thing that Debbie, like I said, if they wanted to and sent out, deposed us, I mean, it would be a slam dunk on that point, and it probably is anyway. Hey, Blakes, because you see, the thing is, they want Rich. It's why the state picked up the charges. Excuse me. It's a local thing. They don't like him. That's all it comes down to in North Carolina. The people in power in Whiteville do not like him. And they get the chance to poo-poo on him. And they are going to poo-poo upon him. I mean, look how long this is drawn out so far. My birthday is in the beginning of May, and Rich will be going there about 3 weeks after my birthday. And then, like I've mentioned before, they'll offer him a deal at some point and give him about 30 days to ice on that. So, that could be another month and a half. So, we're talking in July. Before this is done, Rich could be a 54-year-old man who is disabled from North Carolina. My birthday is the 3rd of May. But, Rich is in trouble because, that's his problem. They don't like him locally. If he was liked locally, this would not be happening. They would have not taken the charges on him. This would have been a civil matter, and in reality, it probably would have been less than a $500 case civilly. But the state decided to make it a criminal case, a misdemeanor criminal case. So yes, he's all quiet on us. And I'm interested to what he has to say. It's just he has to learn to edit himself down, you know. You can't call people every name in the book constantly. I mean, I understand he only has 85 words in his vocabulary, and 25 of them are words that he can string with saying the word cocksucker. You know, another 25 is, well, another 15 would be prepositions. So, you know, it leaves him with an extremely limited vocabulary. But it does make it really easy to parody, since he does only have these handful of words. But where am I going to see all these cruddy Pizza Hut pizzas at? You know, Richlife is showing me fast food-wise that I'm not missing much of anything. You know, I made me a couple big burgers just a little while ago, and I was happy with them. Very happy. Now, I was supposed to give you guys a live these last 2 days, but in the evening I'm going to sleep for 2 hours, so, you know, I'll be fresh for the live, and end up sleeping the whole night. And I've done that the last 2 nights. I've laid down for about 2 hours thinking I'll take a nap and get up and do a live, and then I woke up and it's been morning. Now, usually when I'd get up in the mornings, there'd be a notification that Rich had went live sometime during the night. But nope, none at all. Now, Ace may be trying to draw Rich out. You never know. Now, I know he's going to be mad. You know, if Ace is, he'll be mad at Ace. He'll be mad at me. He'll be mad at you. Trying to think who he won't be mad at. Now, he'll be mad at everyone. He'll be mad at his brother. He'll be mad at his mother. He'll be mad at the people down the street. He'll be mad at the people in Bangladesh. He will be mad at Arctic explorers. He will be mad at the people in the space station. Yeah, he'll be pissed off at everyone. Pretty much. Hi, Mandy. Larry. He especially hates you. We all know that. You're the evil trucker devil. Matter of fact, if he's watching right now, he's seething. I mean, absolutely, positively, totally. Now, the question is, you're right, he won't be mad at himself. You know, that is the thing. He will never put blame where blame is due. You know, I bump my leg, I blame the Roger. Richlife bumps his leg, that stupid thing shouldn't have been in my way. It's Lacey's fault for putting it there 18 years ago. You think I'm moving it? I got a hernia. Now, everyone here. Now, I have not poo-pooed this once, but don't you think Richlife's hernia is a little convenient? Just saying. Now, if we go back to Rosie O'Kelly content, did he not climb a ladder and clean out gutters with his hernia? You know, I let that slide then. You know, there's a lot of Rich things I do let slide that I just kind of like put it in my notebook. Now, I also know is he said he's done some work to his own vehicle. I mean, I remember having a groin pull and putting in an alternator. And I remember having to get up on, on my tippy toes, just because it's a big engine. And I remember how that felt with that groin pull. Your eyes wanted to get big and roll into your head. Now, once again, Rich says he has a hernia, but we see him doing some mechanical work to his vehicle. And he don't seem any trouble stretching that extra bit, now does he? Now, then you also notice that he doesn't get up slow at a certain point. Now, for the people that have been watching, that I've had groin surgeries. I mean, if I've got groin pain, because mine's not from, a hernia, mine's from scar tissue and other problems from the surgeries. If it's hurting me, there's that certain point in my stand-up, you know it. Because, there'll just be that little bit of movement, everything will stop. And then I'll move like I'm 70 years old a little bit, and then go on. Because, it'll hit that one point where it hurts. There's none of that ever in his movement, I've seen people, don't have a hernia, but, I've seen people with them and go to dinner with them. And, when they would pull out a chair and sit down, you would notice, that they would have an issue, just like I was talking about with my groin pain. If I'm having groin pain at some point in my get up or get down, you know it. And that's how people that I've noticed that had hernias that I've known, at some point in their movement, they're not happy campers either. No, Bama, mine don't talk to me. Yes, he did say. I did see that when he said Larry was a devil worshiper, and I got a good crack out of that. And I do think, that Rich might have a pathological fear of hell. Just saying. I mean, if anyone offhand should have a fear of hell, now, I think that probably comes back from his mother, because in that same voice that was calling him a sex-crazed bummer and saying, you killed my husband, I can hear that voice saying that he is going to heal. Now, when I was a teenager, yes, my groin talked to me. I mean, I think that's kind of like a necessary teenage boy thing. But, when you're a teenage boy, your groin doesn't shut up. But typically when you become a man, it does. It doesn't rule your life. But there's certain people like Bill Clinton and Bill Cosby and Richlife. I know you'd think his name should be Bill too. Maybe he's really Bill Life. Oh man. Oh, it's okay, let it go. We're just being silly about Rich because he's disappeared. He's off the internet. He has not been on D-Live. And it looks like there was rumors of him going west that look to be false now. And so that means if he didn't go west, in North Carolina, chewing up his fingers, enjoying his cruddy-looking Pizza Hut. I mean, at this point, if I could get to the store, I would just be making my own pizza. But Rich, he's got to throw his fast food in everyone's face. No, I eat pretty healthy. But my cholesterol is slightly high. So, I have to even be more careful. Now, I'm just trying to imagine what Rich's could be. Mine is slightly high, and I really eat a pretty good diet. I could just imagine what his is. Well, Tooth Fairy, I would say that's his plan now. I don't know how RSN is going to defend this channel. Because, Rich kept having the other one struck down, another one bites the dust. He's gone around pissing everyone and God off, and once again, at this point, Rich is severely hit legal jeopardy. It is best for him to be off the internet until he's done with courts. And then if he's on probation, he needs to stay off for the length of his probation. Okay, Cash, you need a kitty. Well, I had to, now, kitty fix. It's nicer here. I have it now where the animals can go in and out, and most of them are outside. And Richella loves outside. I had to bring her and her little brother in right before the live. Now, the door is open and they've never come in here. So I bet you I brought them in, and I bet you they ran right back to that window and ran back out again. But you is wanting a kitty fix now. You have to hold on for just a minute. Hold on. Get out of my way. You're a crazy kitty. You wanted a kitty fix. I have one eye open. My eyes are just coming open. I am a little wild kitty, and I have to give it back to mommy because the mommy says, "Give me back my baby, you asshole." Here you go, here's your baby. Don't eat me, please don't eat me, please don't eat me. She didn't bite me. She was asleep, and I slipped over here and grabbed her baby. Now, for those of you on Twitter, you saw the picture of the babies. This is one of them that was born. The other didn't make it. This is a wild mommy, so, I can't be the support system like I can with Summer. So that was the only wild kitten that has made it so far. And it seems to be a sweet thing. Its eyes are coming open. And it looks healthy, and I believe it will live. But you never know until they start eating hard food. Well, here it just rained a little bit just a little while ago, and it stopped. And then I was getting ready to do the live, and a McCoy showed up, and we chatted for about 15 minutes, and he went off to the store before it closed, and I came in here and started the live. Well, we are going to get some rain, but it's not going to be bad now. See, an interesting thing, I live on the Cumberland Gap. And because of our topography, a lot of the bad storms will go to the north and south of us. It's like Catfish Callisto. If it rains in Lexington, it does not mean it rains here. Nope. Now, if I go to one part of my property and look off into the distance, I can see what the weather's doing in Berea. If I go off in that distance, I can see what the weather's doing in Somerset. If I go off in that distance, I can see what the weather's doing in Mount Vernon. And if it's that way, I can see what the weather's doing in Livingston. And straight back that way, I can see what the weather's doing in Eubank. And over that way is a place called Crab Orchard. And, I mean, it's a tiny spot. And yes, it is named Crab Orchard. And I can see what the weather's doing there. Well, you know, that's the little baby here, and as I said, it's got a wild mommy, but I know who the daddy is. I'm kind of looking around for him. Elric's the daddy. You know, you look at that little face, and I know exactly who the daddy is, because he has distinguishable features. One, he looks like Lorgar, or she looks like Lorgar. And Lorgar looks like his father, Bilbo. And Bilbo is Elric's grandfather. And Elric has the Elric tail. It is absolutely too tiny for a cat's body. I mean, it's kind of like, it only goes like halfway to the body exactly. So with those two things, I can tell that my sweet Elric is the father of this kitten. I had words with him earlier. He didn't care. Now, I have to try to get some of these farm cats not so well taken care of, so they'll go somewhere else. But unfortunately for me, I have a secret way that the cats can get in and out, and the wild ones have learned it. So I've not quite figured out what I'm going to do. Now, I think what I will do is I will seal up that entrance, and I will make another one, and I will teach my animals that's where it is. Now, no doubt the wild ones will follow mine and learn of it too, but, you know, we'll be working on that. Because this time of year, I want the wild ones to go off and do wild things and hunt and stuff, and not just want to sit around and mooch. But, you know, Rich has no responsibilities, and so I would say, you know, Ace was joking, and he's sitting in Whiteville, and now, knowing Rich, when we do hear from him, there is going to be a tall tale said. There's going to have to be money, there's going to have to be women, there's going to have to be free things given to him, so you can be jealous of his life. But, you know, in reality, Rich will be better if he stays off of any social media. Now, that being said, do you think that he can stay off media for around 60 days? And that's before the guilty, non-guilty part. So this is the dilemma that Rich finds himself in. I mean, he needs his attention. Now, once again, he will go back to Melissa Nada. You know, he will go to all of those places with an ear. And they will say reassuring things to him. And then his head will swell. And then he will get ideas. And then we will hear all about his ideas. In my opinion. Well, Nurse Rachel, he's not quite been forced. He doesn't have to be silent, but he said some things about Computer Chick on a docs type variety, and it included her son, and she's very angry. And I've been hoping that she wasn't busy and would come in during this live and mention what repercussions that she is preparing for him. But apparently she's busy now. this is like the one live that I've had that she's not been able to come into, obviously. So, it is what it is. But, I was hoping to get a first-hand report from her. Well, he's on a continuance. Monkey Boy's flight was canceled. So, the judge threw out another continuance to, I think, May 20th. And then May 20th, he'll go in and say guilty or not guilty. So, he basically got almost 2 months of just a holding pattern. Which, that sucks, You like to get shit over with. But, that's basically put him 2 more months behind. So that means for him, this is going to drag out for at least another season of real life. Well, that's the interesting thing, Cass. Can he stay away? That is one of the purposes of this live. Is, get it out here on the Boyd record and can he stay away? Hi, baby. Well, the baby is right over here and the mommy's coming to get me and... Hold on. What are you up to? Mommy's over here on my leg. Just a moment. Ow, claws. Because she's wild. I gotta be careful. Gotta be careful. She's a wild one. Now, because she's had the baby and we've been together in this room, she's get a lot more friendly to me, but I can't guarantee it. Now, come here, baby. Come here, baby. Now, you keep it. Now, mommy, okay. I'll give you your baby back in just a moment. Okay. She's grabbing that baby. I know. Here's your baby back. I'm upsetting you. Don't want to upset you. I'm sorry. Mommy was getting upset. Got to give her baby back. So now she wants to give the baby nippy, so she's like right here. I mean, if you can. Yeah, but she's right here next to me, and now she wants to nurse the baby. But, Rich is not going to say hi. Now, Rich's version of saying hi is going to ring, I'm going to get the privacy complaint. And that's Rich's hi to me. And that will be in the morning. Now, see, it's 10 o'clock right now, Eastern Standard Time. Rich had to do his food run. Whiteville, a small town tends to roll up. Now, Mount Vernon, that's next to the interstate, that McDonald's drive-thru stays open 24 hours. But, Whiteville's going to roll up the streets, so, Rich has to get his fast food. So, that's what he's doing, and Melissa will call him and tell him that we're on, and he'll, you've heard everything he has to say about me. He'll say that again to Melissa, and blah, 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 and he might show up in the middle of the night, and he might just give me my privacy strike. Lick it, scratch. Now, like here for me, I'm kind of in a holding pattern, because we're going to have a couple more days, it's going to get below freezing. So, I can't really do anything for my garden until it's the freezing's over, and then I can get started again. I've got that project just basically sitting there waiting for the weather for me to start, but we're going to get below freezing here. I forgot which day, but next week. But that's all Rich is going to be doing. He's going to be sitting in his bed. Now, you know what has got to kill him? He ain't got anyone to make up stories to. I mean, what's he going to do? Call Melissa Nada and say I found 1,000 tasty cakes in the dumpster? You know what I just thought of? Remember when Rich was saying he found all those cakes in the dumpster? And you remember he made threats to self-harm using donuts? I wonder, could Rich be sitting on his bed trying to self-harm with tasty cakes? I hope not. I hope he manages to control himself and stay away from the tasty cakes. Now, Rich also might have a RV load full of tasty cakes and out looking for him homeless women. Now, I have found a couple homeless women for Rich. Truthfully, Tricia says she's homeless and living in her car. She's lying. I mean, she's absolutely positively lying. But, she claims to be a homeless woman, and she is in North Carolina. So, that one is right there. Then there's love notes for TLC, and, she's a homeless woman, and she likes to put out and then accuse them of assault. But she is a homeless woman that puts out, and for Rich, those are the two things right there. Now, she's going to try to blackmail him out of money and accuse him of a crime, but, that is another homeless woman for him. I mean, and we all know that he wants a harem. And really, this love notes for TLC chick, I mean, she is crazy. I mean, we all know how nuts Anna was. She makes Anna look like the picture of sanity. No doubt. I mean, if you look at the two of them, you look at Anna and you think, that chick's rational. That one over there, she's crazy. Well, Bama, people have strong feelings. Many people like me or hate me, and evidently Melissa hates me for some reason. And it could be because, she secretly desires me. It could be, but I really think it's RSN, I really think RSN wants me, and, that's, his whole issue, and he can't have me. I mean, we all know he wants to be the back end of a human centipede, but, I'm not into that. Now, Bergs, however, maybe, if he bought like Bergs like a case of beer, maybe him and Bergs could get together and centipede up. Yes, let it go. And she's a monster. I mean, listening to her, I mean, offhand, my personal belief, she is more mental illnesses than not. I don't think she has multiple personality disorder, but I think she has everything else, in my opinion. But, obviously, Love Notes for TLC is a prostitute. And she's going about trying to trap men. And she is schizophrenic. And all sorts of other crazy. And like Richlife, where we talk about these 3 versions of how Richlife, she's got 3 versions too. You have your explainer. The one that talks like this. The one that thinks that she's got to make her entire life into a novel and an attack on someone. Then you get the one that laughs at you, the crazy one. That's another one of hers. And then, you don't see this one often, but there's also one that is the enticer, where she constantly says, I'm just sitting here like this and they take advantage of me. I have seen that part of her where she talks about liking sex. I mean, she does not sound, when she starts on that spiel, that's the 3rd one. That's the one we don't see much of. And she's one of these monsters that goes about the earth exploiting men. And her last attempt, failed on her. Well, let it go. You are right. I mean, but But the thing is, she likes more than weed. You know, sitting there looking at her eyes. Yeah, yeah. She likes more than weed. I mean, excuse me, well, excuse me, kitty. Arwen, get over there with your baby. I'm not your friend right now, Arwen. Like I say, me and this cat have getting to know each other. We slept together the last 2 nights in his bed, and I guess she's getting to like me a lot. But she doesn't understand, and she's trying to come over here and basically hit the camera and give us a ceiling weigh-in. You okay? You just sit, honey. Says, no, I'm getting into this. Well, hello, Jesse. Now, Fast Furious, that is a good question. Now, unfortunately, she hides all of her comments. She doesn't want anyone to be contrary to her. You know, she's controlling. That's one of her ego states. There's one that is just unbelievably controlling. That's the one that feels the need to make you believe. You know, whatever her story is, that's the one that talks like this in a monotone voice and says, well, you must be the one crazy because, of course, I'm not crazy. And the one that's the supreme gaslighter. You know, generally, I don't focus on people unless I think they're a danger. Wow, I think that girl is a danger to everything around her. She makes Truthfully Trisha look like someone you would want to hang out with. I mean, seriously. She makes Anna look reasonable. She is a monster. You know, back in my old life, you know, I did used to see these certain class of women that were nothing but monsters, and their victims were men. And this is one of them. It's a rare creature. I mean, very rare. You know, I've probably seen a handful in my life, and this is probably the 4th. But they do exist. You know, complete female monsters. And she fits the bill on this perfectly. So, you know, we'll talk about her every now and then and make fun of it, but others have picked up on her and her interestingness. So she is going to be the next big thing. Not here. You know, I'm only going to mention it as is needed, but, you know, there are channels that are heavily focusing on her. Now, fortunately for me, as I mentioned, I can do a really good breakdown, and I've got it recorded an anecdotal story on where I ran into one of these creatures in my past life right before I was 18. I was probably 17 and a half. And it's a bad story. In fact, I'm going to have to put the video at 18 plus. And I still might get dinged for it. But I'm definitely going to have to put the video at 18 plus. BB, yes she does. Excuse me, cat. Excuse me. And I will go right now, and I will link one of her videos on my community tab. Yeah. Now, see, right now, she's trying to basically scam a male, trying to say she's pregnant. And she didn't get pregnant, in my opinion. She's trying to get pregnant so she can blame it on the person that she wants to use as a cash cow. Yeah, she has a video conception date. Now, once again, trying to, how she does, remember I said that controlling ego state? She's done 3 videos in 3 hours. 3 hours ago, confessing to the father of my baby. Now, the next is a short, enjoying a much-needed hydro massage. Pregnancy is exhausting. And then over an hour ago, she put conception date. Now, her 3 hour ago, I am going to link on my community tab. And I'm just going to put enjoy. I don't really mean enjoy because she's crazy as hell, but it gives you a good idea of her manipulation. Because this calm part of her, I mean, she's the ultimate gaslighter. And once again, she's one of these monsters that goes around and tries to...
feeling like I just wanted to be near him.
Well, let it go. She accuses him of that.
See what was going on in his life, why he would leave me with his child.
Now, the volume's screwed up on this phone, so I'm not sure if you guys are hearing it or not well.
And homeless in my circumstances and all this and that, like, you should have just never touched me. You should have just left me alone. Why did you want to destroy me so badly that you just use me? Like, I understand that military dudes probably fucking hate me. Like, I get that. Nobody wants to be talked down to by a woman. And that's hilarious to me because that's just how it's gonna...
Now, you see, this is her gaslight technique. You notice she was stuff. That's hilarious to me. She tries to always demean something else. You know, you're beneath me. You're stupid. Now, this is her ego state that's the controller. She tries to control the narrative and manipulate the reality into what she wants it to be. And I just wanted to give you that example so to show you that quick gaslighting technique that she has. Because, of course, she's not the one with the issue. It is always you with the issue. But, you know, as I mentioned, she definitely is a monster. She needs in an institution. Deep, deep down, she is sick enough to where, for the most part, I do not believe she's responsible for her actions because, in my opinion, she truly needs an institution. You know, she needs serious high-grade level help to the level of, you know, normally I could give a reasonable advice. No, I mean, she really needs a full evaluation, and she probably needs to be put in someplace and never ever let out. And if she does, only to a halfway house, in my opinion. Well, Mandy, this is the interesting thing about her. She recently had one in the last years. And apparently it was another one of these situations of her trying to ensnare a male. Remember how I said she looks like she has marks? Well, this cute, nerdy boy apparently had well enough parents to where they got custody of the baby. Now, throughout her thing, she plays the aggrieved mother. But, you know, obviously there is no way this woman could care for a child. So, you know, she has it taken away from her. Of course, she makes up lies about her custody being taken away from her. Hello, Sade. But, you know, this is a reoccurring. And now she claims to be pregnant again. And lo and behold, she claims it was another assault from a guy that she met on a dating app and was hooking up and sleeping with in an Airbnb. And they had already, quote, slept together. So, you know, this is... And if you actually listen to her long enough, you can kind of tell that, you know, in Old Hot Springs, Arkansas, she has been plying the trade of a lot lizard. So she has this second mark, you know, now that she's recently failed at this once in the last few years. And I don't think she's pregnant now. But I think she's trying to get pregnant just as fast as she can. And she's also trying to pack on weight to make it look like she's pregnant. Well, yeah, this is where I say let it go. You know, she's mentally ill. You know, where Rich, for the most part, has control over his actions. I mean, she's a monster. You know, when she runs into the wrong person, you know, it's going to be bad. You know, when she runs into someone with her equal level of dysfunction, but she goes through her life bullying everyone. Now, if you listen to her vlogs, you will notice this. She cannot get along with anyone. You know, everyone, everything always ends up an issue. And you can also, for those people that know a little of body language, you can tell many times she's lying through her teeth. Badly. But she feels a pathological need to create a reality, throw it out there, and anyone that doesn't believe it, well, they must be the crazy ones, because I'm not the crazy one. And if you listen to her long enough, you will find that. You'll find the dry controller. You will find the lunatic that calls you all sorts of things. That's the core ego state. And then you also have the person that is very sexual, because for all the times that her talking about being assaulted, she also equally talks about having the hornies. You know, to sum it up, at a level that tells me that you were not assaulted. You were a willing participant. Because, you know, someone that had been assaulted, you know, they're not that up on it as she is, let's put it that way. And talking about cute guys. Once again, everything to her is a manipulation, even the cute guys. Yes, I do believe that she does carry a knife. And as I mentioned earlier, you know, when she runs into a dangerous person, you know, this could get ugly. Because, you know, as I mentioned, you know, I had one of these little gorgeous, you know, except mine was absolutely gorgeous, you know, try to rob me. And it could have got really bad. And as I mentioned, I already shot the video. I'm going to put it at 18 plus. And, you know, it's a horrible story. And, excuse me, kitty. And, you know, that was kind of my lesson to not go out and fool with loose women anymore. You know, where, you know, I talk about, you know, my former life, especially my early life. You know, I didn't say on why I stopped doing a few things. And, you know, that one woman convinced me that, you know what, let's not just take the loose woman because she's hot. Nope, nope, nope. Because, you know, that could have cost me everything, it turned out. But, you know, like I say, I've got that video shot and I'll upload it. And so, you know, you'll notice me pointing out some things about her. And I think a lot of people are going to start watching it because she is a monster. Now, for me, it's interesting on a certain level, you know, on the academic level. Now, for the viewer, her attempts should be entertaining for you. I mean, her pathetic attempts at manipulation. Because, of course, we're all the ones that's crazy, and she's not. Now, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. And, you know, you guys have got some more lives coming. And if I can't sleep at some time, I might do a music live. Because I'm kind of tired and I'm thinking about a nap. And one of two things. I'll either nap for a couple hours or I'll sleep all night. And I've slept a lot lately, so I wouldn't doubt if I get up and I'm up in the middle of the night. And if so, you know, I may come on and listen to some music and bullshit with anyone that's still up. But yeah, you know, I mean, she is to the point of mentally ill to where, you know, things like a court order to tie a tubes, I could see this being valid in her case. But, you know, once again, she's so sick, you know, she needs a complete breakdown. And I don't think in my life, this is once again a pure opinion. I have seen horribly mentally ill people. I think she could be the most mentally ill person I have ever seen. And that's my opinion. And I'm going to end this here and go ahead and post it. And everyone, please have a good night, and you'll see me again real soon. Would help if I hit the right button.